May 12, 2015, from Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. It was Game 5 of the 2015 NBA Playoff Round 2 matchup between the Chicago Bulls and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And this series was evened up at 2 apiece, as these two teams had split the first 2 games in Cleveland, then split the next 2 in Chicago, and now they were back in Ohio for Game 5. And the Bulls jumped out to an early lead in the first quarter, but then with less than 30 seconds left in the first, Kyrie Irving hits a big three-pointer for the Cavs to give them the lead by 1 with the score 25-24 after 1 quarter of play. Then in the second quarter, LeBron James scores the first 12 points for the Cavs of the quarter. He ended up putting up 16 in the quarter. And by the end of the half, it was a 10-point lead for Cleveland. They led by as many as 12 in the second quarter, but it was 54-44, with LeBron making a pair of free throws for the final points of the first half. So a double-digit lead going into halftime. Then in the third quarter, we would see the game end up getting close. It would actually be a 1-point game as the Bulls kept clawing away, and with 4 minutes left in the third quarter, Jimmy Butler hit a three-pointer to make it 63-62 as Chicago had pulled within 1, but then Kyrie Irving comes up with a three-pointer for the Cavs to put them back up by 4, and then he ends up getting a long deuce after a missed three-pointer by Dunleavy, and so now it was a 6-point lead for Cleveland. And then at the end of the third quarter, Dellavedova hit a three-pointer to put them up by 12, but then Mirotic comes back with a three-pointer for Chicago to bring them within 9, to bring it down under single digits with the score 80-71 after 3. So then in the fourth quarter, the Cavs would end up pushing their lead to as many as 17 points, but the Bulls just kept throwing up three-pointers even though they were missing more than they were making. But with 3 minutes left in the game, Jimmy Butler hit a big three to bring the Bulls within 5 at 101-96, and then with just over a minute left, Butler hit another three-pointer, and now it was a 2-point game at 101-99. Kyrie Irving then put up a three, but he missed, and then Rose got the rebound, but then LeBron James blocks Derrick Rose on the other end, a monster block by LeBron, and so he comes up big there. The Bulls call a timeout. They did get the ball because they ended up out of bounds, but Jimmy Butler then tosses up another three. This one doesn't fall. Now LeBron comes up with the rebound, and then after he ends up missing the shot, Shumpert gets a rebound, and then Kyrie Irving is fouled. He goes to the free throw line. He made both free throws, and then we end up with a turnover for the Bulls, and they end up fouling LeBron. He made the first, missed the second. It was 104-99, and now the Bulls had the ball, but then they end up getting a layup, and now it was a 3-point game, but just 3 seconds left. They foul Kyrie Irving, and now Kyrie Irving went to the line with the chance to seal the victory, and that's what he did. He toughed it out throughout this whole game despite the injury, and he hit these 2 clutch free throws, and it was now 106-101, and that would be the final scores. This game came to a close, and the Cleveland Cavaliers take a 3-2 lead in the series with the win in Game 5. And for the Cavs in this game, 4 of their 5 starters scored in double digits, including 2 double-doubles, one for LeBron and one for Tristan Thompson. J.R. Smith also came off the bench with double-digit scoring. And the Bulls, all 5 starters scored in double digits, as well as Mirotic coming off the bench for double digits. But LeBron James, 38 points, the game's leading scorer. He also had 12 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks. Tristan Thompson was the other player with a double-double in this game. He had 12 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks. Kyrie Irving had 25 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. Iman Shumpert, 13 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. J.R. Smith, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and a block. Mozgov had 1 point, 6 rebounds, and 1 block. And Dellavedova, 5 points and 4 assists for the Cavs. And for the Bulls, Jimmy Butler led them in scoring with 29 points, 9 boards, 3 assists, and a block, so just 1 board shy of a double-double. Derrick Rose, 16 points, 9 boards, 7 assists, 3 steals, and a block. 1 board shy of a double as well. And Joakim Noah, 10 points, 9 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, also 1 board short of a double-double. Mike Dunleavy had 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Taj Gibson had 10 points, 5 boards, and 1 block to round out the starting 5. And Nikola Mirotic had 10 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist and a block. And the Cavs were able to win this one with good shooting from the field, as they shot 50.6% from the field versus just 39.5% for Chicago. So more than 10 points higher, really 11 percentage points higher shooting from the field for the Cavs. They also shot better from downtown, 5% higher, 33.3% versus 28%, hitting 8 of 24. The Bulls hitting just 7 of 25. The Bulls did shoot 92.9% from the free throw line, hitting 26 of 28 versus 18 of 25 for Cleveland, who had just 72% shooting from the free throw line, though they did outboard the Bulls by 1, 41-40, as they had more defensive rebounds, although the Bulls had more offensive rebounds just narrowly. The Bulls also had 1 more assist, 20-19, and both teams had 5 steals, but the Cavaliers had 7 more blocks, with 12 total blocks versus just 5 for Chicago. But it was really their shooting from the field, and the Bulls, their lack of three-point shooting, as they kept throwing up three-pointers and they weren't falling. They did eventually make it a close game there at the end with throwing up so many threes, but they missed so many of them that was really what ended up costing them the game in the end. And just the clutch shooting of Cleveland coming up big when they needed to, especially Kyrie Irving having a real monster game, LeBron James as well. A real gutsy performance by Kyrie though, and LeBron just taking control, especially in the second quarter, as he scored the first 12 points for the Cavs in that quarter and scored 16 points in that second quarter. And that's really where they distanced themselves from the Bulls, although in the fourth, it was crazy because in the fourth quarter they led by as many as 17, but then the Bulls pulled within 2, but just a crazy game. But Cleveland wins it in the end, and the final score in Game 5, Cleveland 106, Chicago 101.